Okay, so take it from me. There are some seemingly messed up things that bad boys do that we women actually go fucking wild for. But the truth is, they're not bad. We women actually want you to do it. It's just that they fall along the lines of you being way too black and white and thinking it's bad. Cause it just feels a little uncomfortable for you to do it currently. However, once you realize exactly why it feels so good for us women to do it, you're gonna see how it still falls in line with you being a respectful, kind-hearted, considerate gentleman and not a fucking jerk. Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, former marriage and family therapist and Playboy radio show host turned dating coach for men. And today I'm gonna explain exactly what the title would ensue, bad boy behaviors that we women actually get wet over, what those behaviors are, and why they're not bad, and how you can get yourself feeling comfortable enough to not only do them, but also feel good about doing it now that you know how us women receive it. So let me tell you right now, you are probably operating under the premise of you want to be a gentleman, you want to be respectful. Being a gentleman and being respectful means never letting her know you want the puss, or doing things that maybe your parents taught you were rude. I'm here to tell you right now, you want to listen to me as an adult. You spent your childhood years listening to mommy and daddy. We're going to listen to me now, because now the goal isn't to avoid getting smacked by your parents. It's to being able to smack that ass in the pound town later. Still with me? Now, I hate to segue from pound town to parents. However, unfortunately, a lot of us grew up incorrectly understanding what it means to be respectful. And I don't know about you, but I grew up in an Asian household, and being respectful meant you never spoke. Ever. You never said you didn't like what was cooked for dinner. You never fucking said, I fell and hurt my knee. You just never said shit like that. That was disrespectful. Why was it disrespectful to tell my mom that I fell and hurt my knee? Because it meant that I was acting a fool. I wouldn't have gotten hurt if I wasn't being a little shithead. So, that's a little bit about me. What about you? If we take a look back, if you are of the mind that moving things forward, approaching women, or being intentional or showing her that you want her is rude or creepy or just overall bad, I'm telling you right now, you have been led astray, okay? And with that in mind, you've probably learned that, like, okay, you can't be a jerk to women. Okay, you gotta respect her body and boundaries. Yes, all good things. However, you might be in an overcorrection mode right now where you're now pretty passive and pretty timid when it comes to getting women you want. Am I right? And being cautious, being uncertain, being respectful, I'm gonna say right now, that's not respectful. That is just you playing timid Tommy, okay? And timid Tommy, you know I always say emotions are contagious, right? So if you are playing timid Tommy, how do you think I'm gonna feel? You're right, if you are super cautious and you are super timid, I'm gonna feel pretty cautious and timid about you as well. Does that make sense? And this is not you being you. You aren't like that. Are you timid Tommy with your parents? You might be. Are you timid Tommy with your best friends or with the people who are closest to you, with your coworkers? Probably not. With people you're comfortable with, you're yourself. However, with women, you're taking a step back. You're policing yourself in a way. And we women, we feel that. And it feels very uncomfortable. It's why we feel most comfortable around people who know us, people we know won't judge us. Maybe they really do judge us a lot, but whatever, we can take it because we know them. But here's the thing, in you taking a step back, now we need to step up. And how good do you think either of us is gonna feel when we have to step up and carry you, the man? We have to sweep you off your feet. We've got to ask you to dance because you're not doing it? No, you know damn well you want to feel in control. You want to feel capable of walking up to women without thinking you're gonna bother them or policing yourself into not. So let's get to these bad boy behaviors. Sorry, I just want to explain all that to you. Okay, bad boy behavior number 1, interrupting or cutting her off. Okay, wait, let me explain. Because you would think interrupting or cutting her off means being a fucking asshole, which is true. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is being interrupted or cut off. But I'm not talking about talking over her to talk about yourself, or dismissing what she says to talk about yourself, or redirecting the conversation back to yourself. Do you see what I'm getting at here? So for example, say she's like, hey, what do you do for work? And you're like, oh, I'm an engineer. And she's like, oh my God, my dad was an engineer. What kind of engineer. And you're like, electrical. And she's like, oh my God, my dad was also an electrical engineer. Where do you work? And you're like, do you see how with just answering her questions, you're becoming the interviewee? But here's the thing, because women don't know how to fucking carry conversations either. However, you might be getting her so excited with your answers that she wants more of you. But if you interrupted and was just like, wait, what about you? Enough about me. What about you? What do you do for work? Every time I have a client interrupt this little interview that we women also tend to do, the women are so happy. They're so excited. They say things like, I felt like he really cared to know me. I really like that he interrupted me to ask about me. I feel like he really cared about my participation in the interaction. They say things like, I felt taken care of. And that's what it means to lead the dynamic, okay? It means knowing what's going on, knowing that like, oh God, she's interviewing me. I hate this. Maybe you don't hate it. Maybe like, somebody's finally asking me questions. But regardless, it's about knowing that this is an engagement. This is a dialogue, it's not a monologue. And sometimes it's going to need you to step up and be like, hey, we're gonna steer this in the way it needs to go. Because when we women lead, we take it to wherever we wanna go. And normally we don't really wanna fucking go anywhere. We just don't care, whatever. Nor do we know how to take it anywhere well. We just don't, I'll tell you that right now. And for a woman who knows how to lead conversations, they tend to over question like this. So again, if you catch yourself either maybe over talking about yourself or either like over questioning her or her Google gaming, you heard me talk about Google gaming the last one. If you hear a woman who's just talking nonstop about like, oh yeah, the weather's really great, you would never believe because of climate change, you can easily redirect it down to, wait a minute, so how are you experiencing this weather right now? Like, how are you staying warm, right? So again, that's what it means to lead respectfully, right? Interrupt respectfully as a gentleman. Let me tell you, if I'm sitting here talking about some shit that is not like interesting to me or you, but fuck, we've gone down this road and you're like, wait a minute. Let's be honest. We don't want to talk about the weather. I would be like, oh, okay. So again, that's a bad boy behavior that we're like, oh, okay, he's got this. But again, don't be a fucking dickhead and talk over me to talk about yourself or cut me off to like talk about yourself. It's just not cool. That's a bad thing to do. That's disrespect. But again, interrupting because you're aware that this conversation isn't as connected, it isn't as experiential. We love that shit. That's a good guy behavior. Okay, number 2. Okay. Sorry, just like every time a dude does this, I like get so horny. This is taking us by the hand and leading us. So me and one of my girlfriends, one of our biggest pet peeves was that we dated guys who didn't walk alongside us. And not only did they not walk alongside us, they walked so far ahead of us, which is why they're ex-boyfriends now. But when me and my most recent ex-boyfriend, kill me, when me and him started dating, oh my fucking God, this dude, we would be walking and he would just put his hand behind him and grab mine and then lead the way. And it was, give me a second. So fucking hot. So fucking hot. You might think that you're being a good guy by making her walk first. That's what my ex used to say. He'd be like, well, you know, I'm being respectful by letting you lead the way. Like, does that sentence even make sense to you? Let's be honest. So basically, if I cross the road first and a bus hits me, like he's like, oh good. I was so respectful. In fact, there's actually compilation videos on Instagram, probably TikTok too, where it's like women feeling so turned on by like when their boyfriend like grabs them by the hand and leads them. Because there's something so primitive about it. It's like zero pressure, zero decisions. We can trust you. We just gotta follow you. It's so sexy. Because we women, we want to be your passenger princess. We want you to drive the car. Every single relationship I've ever been in and every single girl I know in a relationship throughout all their relationships has always had her man drive her car. Why? Because we want a man who is confident enough to do it. And it's not a bad thing to grab us by the hand and lead us to where we both want to go. This is what it means for us to feel like a lady and you get to feel like a man. And this is what you actually want, right? Like you don't want to feel like a lady, but you also don't want to be a dickhead. And I promise you right now, this is not dickhead behavior. This is exactly what will get your dick wet, okay? Because historically, we women have been evolving to find men who can take the burden of pressure off of us. Because the worst thing that can happen to you on a date is that she like uses you for your money. She uses you for a free meal. The worst thing that can happen to us on a date is that we get murdered. So to us, we have to be so much more cautious. Who are the men who make us feel safe? Now, granted, I teach you how to do this conversationally in my Speak to Spark Arousal program or in my coaching program, where how you communicate just instantly makes us melt. And taking us by the hand to lead us is also a gesture you can do to make us melt. Because again, if we open our legs to you, biologically and evolutionarily speaking, our bodies just automatically assume we're gonna get pregnant. So it's like, who's gonna be the dude that can protect me and lead me when this baby is growing inside me? I can't run as fast. I'm not allowed to do shit. I can't even go in a hot tub. So many things we can't do. So are you the man who could step up? Okay, and bad boy behavior number 3. I'm gonna get a lot of women angry at me for saying this shit, but I promise you, when done correctly, it's sexy as fuck. So a lot of men think telling women to calm down is something that will make her calm down. But if you've been on the internet long enough, you'll know that nothing makes us fly into a rage faster than when you tell us to calm down. However, if you say some shit, because you know I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where to go. What should we do? Oh my God, do they have like vegan-free options? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You saying, hey, I got this. I got this. Don't say calm down, but do you see how it's the same thing as calm down energy? Calm down is you're spiraling, you're crazy, I can't stand it. Hey, I got this is I see you, I acknowledge this, and I want you to know that you don't have to worry because you got me. Woo! Do you see how much of a difference that is? Again, what this does is it communicates to us that you are the man to get the job done, and that we don't have to be the man. Too many guys rely on hoping that us women will be the man in the dynamic, and then you wonder why so many of you are falling short with women. Because nowadays, the way we ascertain that you are the man to do the job and take us to the promised land is communicatively. Because resource-wise, we got all that shit now. Back in mom's days, back in grandmama's days, you know, you had a job, you were fit. These were the things that signaled to us that you were the man to take us to the promised land. But now, oh my God, like we work out, we're very fit, we have access to firearms as well. And we got jobs, we got homes, we got cars. So what signals to us is how you communicate that you are the man. And saying something like, hey, don't worry, I got it. That's a very, very, very sexy way of saying that your dick is gonna be in my vagina, both consensually and desperately later. So again, let's get back to it. So it is about bad boy behaviors, right? Do you see how these things could be pretty fucked up if you do them wrong? Like, I'm not asking you to like whip her around all over the place without her consent. No, y'all are walking and you take her by the hand. Sexy. I'm not telling you to tell her to calm down and shut the fuck up. I'm telling you to let us know that you got us. So hot. And I know I like mishmashed the order and cutting us off. Cutting us off to say, hey, we lost each other. Let's get back to us. In a conversation is fucking hot. Whew! When I see clients do it, I'm like, fuck yeah, she's turned on. Because that's what we want. And not many men are capable of doing it. There's just a bunch of assholes out there cutting us off to talk about themselves. So again, if you want to maintain this dignity of being this respectful guy, this gentleman, the guy that your parents raised you to be when it came to how to treat women, but you're not getting the women you want because we're very aware that we're timid Tommying around the ladies, this is exactly what I help all my clients do. Because let's be honest, it takes a certain gentleman to come to a woman for advice on how to get better with women. So all my guys are in the same boat as you if you've been watching this far. Really awesome, really great guys, high caliber, great quality, and yet it's just not translating when it comes to attracting women. And that's okay. Nobody teaches us how to do this shit, right? In my coaching programs, as you probably heard, you might know already, we get on a call with our clients, me and one of my coaches get on a Zoom call with my client and a practice girl, and we watch you communicate and what your patterns of interactions look like based on what it takes to create connections and create chemistry. Then over the course of 12 weeks, we basically fine-tune you along the way. You rewatch your recordings, you hear from the girls what it's like to experience you, all while learning how to create stronger, faster connections. Without having to be a fucking asshole, without having to change anything about who you are. Really, I call it the art of being yourself fucking faster. So if you know this is something you want, if you know that these 3 bad boy behaviors don't sound fucking bad at all, cause they're not, and you know you want to be able to show women women that you are this great guy and it's just not happening yet, book your call with me personally. We'll do a little audit of your blocks, your blind spots, of where your interactions are leaking when it comes to attracting women you want. JessicaJDating.com/book. And just know, you don't have to change who you are. You just have to change how you are conveying who you are. Like all these bad boy behaviors, the reason they're bad boy behaviors is, yeah, they can seem pretty fucked up at first glance, right? But when you are a great guy utilizing them, it's sexy as fuck. We want this shit. I promise you we do. So again, let me and my team help you. JessicaJDating.com/book. We have different programs available based on what you're looking for, based on where you're currently at, based on what level of investment you're able to do. I got you. We'll jump on a call. We'll discuss all that. Again, JessicaJDating.com/book. Be mindful of these 3 bad boy behaviors. They're not bad. They just got a bad reputation. But since you don't, I promise all will end well once you use them. Thank you for watching as always. I will see you next time.